Township Tales with Tasha. I am here at Incendiary Tattoos, meeting with Jim Carter. Hello, Jim.
Hello.
Thanks for meeting with me. To start out, why don't you tell us a bit about yourself?
I am 47. I have been left-handed Gemini crazy. I've been tattooing for 30 years. Incendiary Tattoos has been here for a decade now. Become quite a part of the community. We've done a ton of fundraising over the years for various local charities and local things, as well as Huntington's disease. And
oh, wow.
Yeah, it's been good. And we got a full staff here now. There's 5 artists plus a piercer, and we're actually just about to relocate. They're moving us from here upstairs to where the Bridge Club used to be.
Yeah, Daniel was saying it's going to be quite a bit bigger as well, so that's really nice.
Yeah, so we got a bigger spot, more open, and all window facing ocean.
Ooh.
I know, right? It's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell us, how did you get started as a tattoo artist?
Okay, so I was probably 17 years old. I was about 17. My best friends that I was growing up with were all on the reserve in West Sanish and Startlet Reserve. And the guys we hung out with, he had 3 older sisters, all quite the rowdy girls.
Oh yeah.
And they hung out with some pretty heavyweight people. Like there was a big party that was happening, and a couple of guys got released from Ocala prison, which is now shut down. Mm-hmm. So, I guess I gotta watch my language too. So, sure enough, a tattoo machine, a homemade, like a jailhouse special, bent spoon, a Walkman motor, like old school jail style tattoo machine comes out, and they're doing tattoos there and doing the party, and like I'm like this inspiring little artist. I never thought about tattooing at the time, but I watched these tattoos being done, and I was like, oh my god, I need to learn how to do this.
So you were just an artist to start out?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I've been drawing my whole life. And then, so I asked the guy, and this is this crazy dude. I was like, can you teach me how to make one of these? He's like, yeah, sure, kid. Class on the back, I'll show you how to make one. And he did. He showed me how to, and then I started tattooing my buddies. Like, it was pretty cool, right? I mean, you're 17 years old. We're like it was pretty sketchy.
So now, are they coming to you for cover-ups?
Most of those, the people back then they're the foundation for what got me started in the first place. So they don't pay for tattoos.
Oh, nice.
And that's how it should be. It was pretty cool, and I mean, I tattooed for boxes of beer and bags of weed for years. That's because I wasn't charging money. It was just we were doing it for fun. So they'd buy a bottle, buy a case of beer, sure, whatever, right? And then I just I never looked back.
Great. And now you're here.
Now I'm here, yeah.
That's
10 years in this studio, 30 years of tattooing, traveling around the world, tattoo convention.
So why don't you tell us, what's your favorite part about being a tattoo artist?
All of it.
All of it.
All of it.
Everything in general.
I've been doing this for 30 years. I love it as much now as I did the day I started. It was the social interaction. It's just like we live in this ridiculous fantasy world. Like we draw on people for a living and we torture them, and they pay us really good money to do it, and they keep coming back.
Yeah, it's addictive.
It's super addictive. It's very addictive. The lifestyle and the way I look at it, some guys and girls, I feel bad for them. They look at it as a job. For me, it's a lifestyle. And for everyone else that works here, it's a lifestyle. Most of my really good friends and artists throughout the country and the island here, it's a lifestyle. It's not a living, it's a lifestyle. And it takes over every facet of your life. Yeah. It encompasses everything. You can't not go out and not talk about tattoos. People are always approaching you about them, and they all want to talk. And I love it. I love it. It's awesome.
That's great.
Right? Another cool part of it is the up close and intimate aspect of it. You got somebody that you've never met before, blind trust. Mm-hmm. You're about to put them through severe pain for hours, and people get really comfortable. They'll tell you, I've heard a lot of things people told me. You're like, there's times where I've looked at people and be like, man, I wish you just made me a liability. I wish you'd never told me that. Like, I'm like looking like, I wish you'd never said that.
Yeah, shush.
But it's too late. Yeah, now we both know. So it's been really cool. It's been an amazing lifestyle, for sure.
Cool.
Yeah.
What would you say is the most common misconception that people have about what you do?
There's so much. Nowadays, it's become, I feel like we're like rock stars. It's so weird. I can't even explain it. Like we have the ability to draw on people, but we're treated like rock stars, and it's just. It used to be the stigma, the bad boys, motorcycles, Navy, fighting, and drugs and bikers, and you know what I mean. Now tattooing has become so widely accepted in all, especially in a place like here in Victoria, where everywhere you look, everyone's heavily tattooed.
Oh yeah.
Right? The police forces, lawyers. Judge, everyone's got tattoos. I mean, half of Vic PD are fully sleeved. We tattoos quite a few different police officers. A lot of my friends do. So it's become very accepted. So it's not really, there's not really any stigmas behind it anymore.
Yeah.
Which is nice, right? It's being accepted. And even in Europe now, all of Europe, it's now actually considered a fine art.
Really?
Yeah. Just like oil painting. Well, it is, right? It's a fine art. And some of the stuff coming out of some of those countries is just jaw-dropping.
Wow.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
I like it in summer when the girls are wearing the shorts and you can go like almost tattoo shopping, just look for ideas.
Yeah, right? It's pretty fantastic, right? And it's funny because you shouldn't get tattooed in the summer, sun and all that.
On lakes,
But
swimming.
people do it. I mean, once they go in, they're not coming out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's unfortunate. I'm a fall girl myself.
A lot of people are, you're smart.
Thanks. What do you enjoy doing when you're not tattooing?
My sons, Bishop and Cade, they're 9 and 10. Anytime I can get with them, when I get a chance to hang out with them. My lovely lady Danny, who works here. Tattoo conventions are my favorite thing, but right now we usually do like 10 a year, one a month.
Oh, wow.
Plus music festivals. We tattoo up at Lake Town Shakedown and at Sunfest, and those are amazing experiences. And then any chance now, other than that, we camping. Port Alberni up in Sprout Lake is like one of my favorites. There's just a little hidden gem of a campground in the back of the lake. That's just we'll spend as much time as we can up there. Rivers, the quarry, but that's closed right now. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's fun, right? I love the outdoors too.
So, what would you say is most challenging about what you do?
That's a good question, really. Because I guess it depends on the technical aspects of the applications of the tattoos. Some of the more technical pieces, I don't know. I don't find much of it challenging. I just love it. Right? Like I said, sometimes it's dealing with a very stubborn client or someone who tries to micromanage.
Ooh, yeah.
All of your. They try to micromanage everything.
Mm-hmm.
So that is probably, I find, the most challenging part. Like some artists have a really hard time with it. I cut them off real quick. And like, I've been doing this too long, so it's like you take control. You can't let your clients take control of things. You have to rein them in very quickly.
Yeah. I get that. And obviously you probably have to have a good back.
That's what these are for, right? And I try to supply them for everyone. Once you get used to using a chair like this, you can just lean all day long. It takes the pressure off your back. If you don't have somebody like this, like a regular stool, it's the lower back it's killer on.
Yeah.
For sure.
Dear. Okay, what advice would you give to someone considering to get a tattoo?
Get an apprenticeship. Do it right. I didn't do it that right. I was a stubborn mofo. Right? I was very stubborn, and I did it the hard way. I didn't like the idea of somebody taking half my money. But at the same time, it made it infinitely harder for me to learn. And the do's and don'ts, I learned everything by trial and error. I do not recommend that path. Get an apprenticeship. So if you are really, because it is a very tough field to get, it's a tough career to get into. You can't just, nowadays it's a lot easier to order the equipment online and all this, but if you want any respect in this industry, you need to do it properly. You find an artist you like, you have to be persistent, because you're going to get turned down a lot. And if you're not persistent, then you're going to get weeded out very quickly.
Yeah.
Right. So persistence is huge, and find a studio that's willing to take you in and do it the right way. I can't stress that enough.
So, what has been your favorite moment in your career so far?
That's tough, because we've gone to myself and Nick Chan from Creative Inc., we went to Manila in the Philippines, and we tattooed at the Manila Tattoo Expo, which is like 50,000 people a day.
Wow.
You know, we've gone to the Atlantis Resort in Nassau, the Bahamas, to do a year-end tattoo convention. I couldn't even pick a single event out.
No. But the
events are the absolutely right, because the camaraderie you develop over the 15 years now that I've been doing shows, making friends along the way, and these newbies. I can now travel across the country and just make phone calls, be like, hey, come for guest spots and work your way along. We got friends all the way across the country, states, other countries. So it's just building those amazing. It's like a brotherhood, right? It's a big tattoo family.
That's awesome.
It's pretty cool.
Okay, what is your favorite thing about our community?
I love Esquimalt. I do. I love it. I've moved 3 different times linear, literally between 3 houses on 2 streets.
Okay.
They're all in line. There's just something about Esquimalt that it's lush, it's beautiful, people are friendly. There's just such a good energy here.
Yeah.
Right? If we want to go downtown, you can, but you don't have to. Everything we need is here.
Yeah.
Sax Point. There's a gazillion beaches at every dead-end street.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a wonderful... And I remember people be like, Esquimalt had a pretty ratty reputation back in the day.
Yeah.
Where you're like, oh, you live in the ghetto? I'm like,
Swamp.
you ever been to a ghetto? This is the nicest ghetto I've ever seen in my life. So it's funny though, right? Because even now people are like, you live in Esquimalt? Hell yeah, I do. You poor suckers. Go live in the Uplands or wherever you want to live. It's a really, really wonderful energy. People are awesome, good sense of community. Like up until this COVID nonsense. Like just for example, like the Halloween events that they have at Archie Browning behind huge bonfires and the outdoor movies in the park. It's just a really wonderful community.
Rib Fest.
My favorite.
It's Rib Fest.
I know, right? So it's just a fantastic. Esquimalt is really, really made, and it just keeps getting better.
Yeah, and bigger.
And bigger, yeah. It's just more vibrant and thriving, and it's just a wonderful community. It really is.
Great.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Awesome.
Is there anything that you would like to say to our viewers?
I don't know. Come get a tattoo.
Perfect. And lastly, what local business would you like to nominate next and why?
I would like to nominate Maddie. I don't know his last name. Maddie at La Belle Patate, man. His restaurant has been a staple here for as long as I can remember. Best poutine this side of Quebec. Period.
Oh, absolutely.
Period.
Agreed.
Yeah, you're the best, Maddie.
Well, wonderful. Thank you so much for meeting me, Jim.
Thank you. It's awesome. I had a really good time.
Great.
Yeah.
Stay happy, Esquimalt.
High five.
Bye.